Hey, this is Kevin Carr, CEO, Pro to CEO. I want to talk to you about part two of athletes and loss. And this is for coaches, parents, and support people around the athlete. How do we get ahead of helping athletes deal with the loss of transitioning out of sport and helping them so that they don't go into behaviors that are going to be detrimental to their well-being going forward for the next years of their lives as this transition is ongoing, and that it stays positive. So I'm focusing on the parents, the coaches, the support people around them. Coaches, you have so much influence in this space with your athletes, but even more equal parents, you do too. I find it like a balance. On the field, the coach is the top person. At home, the parent is the top person. You're going to be a parent at home, and if your athlete's at home, you're going to see them more. If you're a coach, you're going to see that athlete, especially at the college level, you're going to be around that athlete more than their parents. So both of you important. And then depending on where the athlete is, if they're going from high school to college, college to and they're there, they're going to have support teams in college and in pro that help them along the way. They're going to have people like agents, they're going to have people like marketing people, brand people, they're going to have personal assistants, they're going to have trainers, they're going to have dietitians, they're going to have people who deal with their homes. And I can say this because I've seen it. I am a former vice president of player programs and social responsibility at the NBA. I work with all 30 teams for 14 almost seasons at the NBA. I work with 2 Power 5 schools and watched Heisman Trophy winners, watched Player of the Year, etc. I've experienced championship experiences in football and basketball and even hockey, so I have been around it. And I can tell you, one of the most important things are the people who are around the athletes stay level-headed. It is important because we're seeing so much challenge and tragedy when athletes have to leave or go into sport. We've seen suicides, we've seen athletes take lives of other people, and it is out of control. And I'm concerned, more than concerned, that this time in a business like I have, Pro to CEO helps athletes with transition. We decided to put a mental health piece in this so we can begin helping athletes, and we have people that we can turn them to, professionals, not us, professionals in our network, and help them through their transition. So when they're struggling with a relationship that they may have lost and they're trying to still become a high performer, we have somebody that can help them. So I knew over the years I needed to put that into my business, and I'm reaching out to those important people as parents, as coaches, and as support people around the athlete who are their friends, family members, people who are in the agency world. Everybody needs to pay more attention and be more tuned in, so we are not losing an athlete and the athlete is not hurting themselves or someone else because of great losses or challenges that they're having with losing a sport, and their mental health is impacted by that. So the first thing I would say is be mindful. This is my first tip. I've got 4 tips to share with you. My first tip is be mindful. As a brother of an athlete, I was in the family and I couldn't even help my own brother because he transitioned out of football early. I was too young to notice what to do. My mom wasn't familiar with sports and didn't know how colleges and universities work. If an athlete hurts themselves, can they still stay and participate? And my brother may have not known how to use the system and talk for himself and find the support systems because he was emotionally hurt by not being able to get back to the level of play that he projected himself to be at. So he went into a shell and lost that zest to want to compete in the classroom like he competed on the field. So he ended up back home with us. I was confused. My mom was confused. And he began to spin into this period of not knowing what to do. He ended up finding different jobs, a lot of weight gain, a lot of sort of just time where he needed to find himself again. An intervention was done. He joined the military, got back in a team environment. He did well and later finished with his degree. But I'm telling you, I was in a family and I wasn't mindful. The second example, I'm a dad and I have two sons who play high school football. And my oldest son, when he transitioned to football, I didn't notice well enough that football really, the period of time when he finished, it hurt him in a sense that he didn't get to the level he wanted to play. He was a big guy. Everybody's like, hey, you're huge. You should be knocking people out. You should be knocking people down. And when he didn't get as far as he perhaps wanted in football, or this football just didn't become the thing he wanted to do, there was some loss with that. But guess what? People kept reminding him that he needed to be a player. They even reminded me as a parent, wow, your son's huge. He should be playing. That wasn't his thing, but it kept getting thrown back on him. And the mental stress that came with people keep saying, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. He couldn't shed his identity to find a new one. So me as a parent, I should have been perhaps even more. And you're talking about someone who's been around it for a while, but it was literally me becoming mindful and say, okay, son, what else can you do? You can do a whole lot of things. You can be very, very good at other things. And he's flourishing in the space of being creative and did some school for some time. He's literally, watching how his future is going to go. But I'm happy for him because it takes time to figure that out. But the second thing I was saying is the most important tip is number 2, to educate yourself as a parent, a coach, and as a support person around them, to make sure that they know that we're going to go through this together. We're not going to leave you kind of to yourself, because that's kind of what happened on the first thing I mentioned. We weren't mindful enough. So I'm saying the second tip is educate yourself on what are the signs, what's happening in an athlete's life when they feel this sense of loss. And really, there are lots of materials out there. If you just Google how to help an athlete in transition and loss, etc., it's out there. But most importantly, direct them in terms of educating yourself that, hey, there are alternatives for you. I saw this, I saw that. But more importantly, offer supports and angles and resources that they can go through, and offer that I'll go through this together with you, and we'll find our way through this together. Don't go silent. Don't go silent with them and just expect, he's just in a funk. She's just in a funk. She'll get out of it. She'll figure it out. Don't be that parent or coach or support person that says, I don't know what to do. Go out, educate yourself. And then offer, if they don't take it from you, offer them other resources, other people out there. Tell them to tap into their institutions, high school, college, or pro, or even retired players associations for help. There are resources out there now that are exclusive for athletes that have played amount of time at the pro level or at a college, that they will support even an athlete who's retired, who's used to play there, and perhaps even alumni at colleges. Certain colleges may even offer that, that can help their former student athletes or former professional athletes. But know that the more you're equipped to read the signs, you'll see that they're angry, they're frustrated, they're lonely, they're tired, and don't just go and see the signs and educate, but offer that help to help connect them to the right person. Don't let it go silent. You don't go silent as a support person, coach, or parent. The third thing is really help them get going. Help them find a new routine by providing support and offering a new routine and a new lifestyle, a new outlook on what could be done. Maybe offer your ability to find things that will help get them going in terms of, you have to establish a new routine for yourself. We got to get you going in this space. We want to eat differently. We want to work out differently. We want to put a regimen of going to see somebody to help us make sure we stay strong mentally. And I'll go through this with you, because football or basketball, whatever it was, or whatever sport it is, that was the routine. I know you're so used to doing that, and that was then. But now we got to develop a new routine that we're committed to, that'll allow us to help you to make sure that you're staying strong, you're staying wise, you're staying on top of it, you're functioning well, you're not getting stagnant, you're not getting bored, you're not just sitting on the couch, you're not just on your phone or on the web just browsing. You're committed to something else. So support them by helping them find a new routine and a new lifestyle that's going to be healthy mentally and physically and professionally. Get them going. The last thing I would say is be involved and stay involved. Meaning, don't just get them going and then just kind of fall off and not be committed to staying with them as long as they can. I find in my business, when my athletes want to transition, we develop almost the same routine as working out. We're at it every week, no time off. It is the best strategy, I can tell you. Being involved, being committed as a coach to their growth and development after sport, being committed as a parent, being committed as a support person, an agency person, making sure you stay consistent with that is one of the best things you can do. And if they don't want the help initially, don't give up. Keep consistency with them. Remind them that you're going to be involved. You're going to stay involved till they get going. My son eventually found his thing, and he's going, and now he's thriving. My older brother found his thing, and he's thriving, and he's doing his life years later. So those are my 4 tips. Be mindful as a coach and a parent and a support person. Educate and offer. You're going to go and educate yourself to read the signs and know the signs. Number 3, support that person by saying, hey, let's get you a new routine. Let's get going on something and not just stagnate. And 4th and final, be involved, stay involved. Those are my tips for helping athletes deal with loss, helping athletes be better going through it, and having consistency as a support person around them for parents, coaches, and the people who make sure that the athlete gets their business done post-career. We're seeing so much challenge in our society around when people lose something, and people are really not taking it as well. So we have to, all of us have to step up our game. We cannot afford to lose not one person individually or collectively. And this is my outreach to you all, that something can be done, tying into institutions that are well equipped to help them is one of your best routes. If you don't know, there's someone close to you that does know. And if you really absolutely cannot find a resource, go to pro2ceo.com, go to contact us, and we will be glad to help you help that person who's important to you as a parent, help your student athlete, son or daughter, friend, cousin, nephew, niece, coaches, as a support to you all to help your athletes. I've seen it at all levels, amateur, college, and pro, and retired. We're here for you. And those support people that support the athletes in the agency or agent world, PR, branding, marketing, we're here to support that transition. My name is Kevin Carr, CEO, Pro2CEO. Take care and be well. Hope this information can help someone be better and be your best for a long time to come.